Hey, it's Eric with HoosierCycles. Let me get this camera up a little bit. I want to make some bars for this rat rod that I made out of this Coast cane. I had a set on there, it's pretty big, and they looked okay, but I want to do something more radish with this one. I'm going to use these small ape hanger styles. These are old Schwinn's. Now, before you get all upset, these are all tweaked. They're actually bent. I don't know how they bent them, but they just got kind of this wonky, one's forward, one's back. So somebody really took a hit on these bars. So I'm going to cut these up. I already put some old Schwinn style. These probably came off of Collegiate or something like that. They're pretty toasty and rusted. But I'm just going to go ahead and take this one section up here that's still decent, not bent, and then just go ahead and attach it right here. So I'm just going to show my technique how I do that, and then get a kind of a unique bar, make this more of a rat rod. Then I'm going to put some racks together for this. All right, let's get started with this. All right, so what I use to cut bars with is I just use a regular old pipe that's used in the plumbing industry. They're pretty thick, the older ones, but it does cut through. I just mark a spot on this one here, or actually where this fits, because I want some length on this too. So I'll just try to cut this where I've got the blade will be able to lay flat in here. And then when I measure the other side, I'll just use this bar laid up on there, this side. You could use a hacksaw if you want. I just find this gives a lot smoother edge, cleaner edge, square. Make sure you got a sharp blade. You just pick one of these up at the box stores, the home improvement stores. And that's it right there. So I'll cut this other side, and I'll just measure it out like this, lay them together and put a mark on there. That way I've got 100%. Use the vise to hold that in place. That'd be close. We'll cut this one, then we'll go to the next step. Okay, now I've got my pieces cut. Apologize, I can't get this thing. There we go. Okay, now I got my pieces cut. Even. I've got a slug here. Well, I'm going to make it a slug. This is 3/4, just a mild steel. Again, I get this at the box stores. But in order to make it actually go inside there, I have to round these out just a little bit. I use a die grinder or a round file. And that's what I use to attach to the bar here. So I get I just use a little bit of a slug and try to go down at least a half an inch or so in each pipe. Then I can adjust it and then set it and then go ahead and braze it together. All right, so I'm gonna either use a die grinder when I'm doing this or a round file. It really depends how nicely these fit. So I used a little bit of a round file, but I wasn't taking off enough material. My 3/4 is just not going in real. It's pretty tough. So I'm just gonna use a die grinder and continue with opening that up just a little bit. And also the two-fold, it'll clean this inside of this pipe up too, or the handlebar. Because of the rust in here, you're gonna have a hard time getting the braze to stick. clean this up a little bit here, and I'll just have that ready to be adjusted. And now I can make my funky rad rod bars. So I'll get the other side completed, and then we'll do a little brazing here. So we got our 2 bar ends made. We'll just set in like that. These bottom bars, the ones I'm using, don't need a lot of massaging inside here. They're pretty big on the outsides. Normally in the insides is where they get more material. Outside, a little thinner for some reason. That was just time, or it's just different bar. So I got to clean. These are good. They're not rusted up. They're clean. But I need to clean these end off, and I need to clean around the edges here. I'll probably get a little bit of sandpaper and then get the guy grinder in with a disc and clean up this rust in here. I want that braze to be able to get in there and then you know, be secured. All right, so we got the bars set right now where I want them, and now I'm just going to try brazing them up. Yeah, they're ugly, but they ride pretty cool. So I reversed that stem so it's upside down and turn it backwards, or the handlebars. Normally those are drop down. They're going the other way. And I just took those little semi ape hangers, cut their ends, the ones that were tweaked. And now we got this big wide bar. Ride's comfortable. It's strong too. I pulled on them. It is ugly, but that's the whole premise behind a rat rod, in my opinion. Is some big, goofy, unique bars. So there it is. Now I got to get some racks made. I'll start messing with those. I want to do it a growler, hold something on the back here and something on the front here, just to hold a pine or something. I got a couple ideas.